Hi everyone. Today I have come with a book that I just completed reading. It's called My Salinger Years, written by Joanna Rakoff. So this is kind of like a memoir because this is about Joanna's years working at a literary agency in New York. So she's just completed her masters and it's her first job. And this agency also has a unique distinction of representing the famous author J.D. Salinger. And Salinger is a notoriously reclusive author. He hates giving interviews to the press. He does not like any interaction with public. He does not want his fan mail. He just wants somebody to stand between him and the world, and just represent his writing. So this is that agency. The year in which the events are happening is 1996, and other agencies have started modernizing with computers and Xerox machines and fax machines and stuff like that. But this agency is kind of archaic. It's still stuck in the past. They still have typewriters. They still take carbon copies. They put the carbon paper while typing out on the typewriter. And they have pink slips on which they record the details of the authors and keep it and all that and file it and all that. It's only after she starts working there does she get to know that her boss is actually representing J.D. Salinger. And Joanna is given very strict instructions that she should not talk much to Salinger if he ever calls. The calls have to be immediately given, passed on to her boss. And when Joanna starts, she has got very basic kind of duties like typing out letters for her boss, filing all the letters, basic stuff like that. And one of her responsibilities is replying to Salinger's fan mail. The agency has got a very strict policy of not forwarding the mail to Salinger because he really does not want it. So they send a stock reply to all the mail that comes in saying that sorry, we cannot forward your letter, and that's it. But when Joanna starts reading this mail, the letters that are coming in from schoolgirls, youngsters, army veterans, she reads all these letters and she realizes how much of an influence Salinger is and how his books have affected so many people in so many important ways. And she feels very bad that she just has to send a stock reply to all of them because some of these letters are pages and pages. The people have poured out their hearts onto paper. And Joanna decides that she's going to reply to them, as Joanna Rakoff, of course, but she starts replying to some of them. In the meantime, she starts learning what is happening in the agency and she starts finding her feet in the agency. She starts interacting with the other people there. And in her personal life, Joanna is staying with her boyfriend. He's very domineering. So we actually see that, initially Joanna is listening to her father, obeying her father, and doing whatever he says. Then in the next stage of her life, she is listening to her boyfriend. Then in her career, she's obeying whatever her boss says. And by the end of the book, we find that Joanna is coming into her own, which is beautiful to read. And Joanna has not read any of Salinger's books. So she does not understand why there is so much of emotion that the readers get when they read his books. And one weekend, one very difficult weekend for her, she collects three or four of his books and she decides to read it. And one stretch, over 2 days, she sits and reads all his books. And she is transformed. And she realizes the magic of books, the magic of words, the magic of stories. So she's got more empathy for the people who write in after that. And she starts replying. Then, she's learning the ropes in the agency. So we get peaks of life in a literary agency, an agency which is clinging on to the past. And then we also see the personal side of J.D. Salinger, what kind of a person he is. Little glimpses, but still it's interesting. The book is a comfortable read. I didn't feel too invested in it, but I enjoyed reading it. I enjoyed reading about Joanna's, stint in the agency and how she's dealing with her boyfriend and how she's dealing with Salinger and things like that. I enjoyed reading it, but it did not keep me hooked. I did not feel bad if I stopped for some time, but it's a good read. It's one of those reads which you enjoy reading. That's it. So if you're in the mood for a quiet read, you should read My Salinger Year by Joanna Rakoff. One thing that happened is that after reading this, I want to read J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye. I've got the book, but still I thought that, maybe I won't enjoy it now. Maybe I will not appreciate it now. I should have read it in my teenage years or the 20s with all my angst and It was only then that I would appreciate Salinger. But after reading this book, I feel that I should give it a try. So I will definitely be reading Catcher in the Rye. So you guys, if you are in the mood for a read like this, then do pick up. It's not bad, okay? It's really not a bad book. It's a quiet book. That's all that I can say about it. It's a quiet book. It's like nicely sitting by the stream and under a tree. You're reading this book and you feel good. So that is My Salinger Year by Joanna Rakoff. Do pick it up if you feel like it. And till we meet again for the next video, you guys take care. Bye bye.